Hi, and thank you for tuning to Armchair Pundits. I'm your host, James, and today we have Leon and Nenny. I'd like to take the time to thank all of those people that have subscribed to the Armchair Pundits show and channel. Thank you very much. Today's show is going to be based on the relegation battle and who we each think is going to go down. So, who's going to kick it off today?
For me, well, it's difficult to say who's going to go down. It's been a great season in terms of the tightness between the bottom 10 clubs really. It's only in the last few weeks where we've seen a few the sort of better sides kind of pull themselves away from the relegation zone, and you can see now that we're starting to see the core of the teams that really look like they're struggling at the moment. Sort of the bottom 7 clubs look like they're all in bad form. Some of them are playing each other. Some of them are playing tough games against sides who are challenging for Europe and Champions League spots and whatnot. But it's been, as I said, for entertainment-wise, it's been a great season. But now crunch time's arrived. It's looking like a few teams are definitely in for a troubled few weeks.
There's teams that are just coming down. Like they've had like a torrid 3 months. Like Sunderland, since they sold Darren Bent, I think they've won once, as far as I can remember. And Kieran Richardson scored twice. Remember?
Blackpool.
Yeah. And they've won once, and I think they've won twice in 12 games.
Big players to lose though.
Yeah, it is a big player.
A lot of goals.
Goals is what you can't rely on one player.
No,
but
when he's someone of that quality who gets the amount of goals he does, it's difficult to replace that. Especially when you look at the amount of guys that are down there.
I think it's the team mentality.
Yeah.
They knew Darren Bent was going to get a chance or a goal. So they were safe knowing that if we defended for our lives, we were going to get a goal.
Yeah.
But now they don't have that person, does it?
It's like, yeah.
They're when they do try and take a chance, they can see the goal.
It's even if you look at like not Aston Villa, sorry, Sunderland was one of them. Blackpool was another one. They just fell down. But I think them, it's more of a fact that teams have worked them out.
They're like Burnley and Hull.
Yeah.
Burnley and Hull did very similar thing. They came up, everyone was like, oh, they're fantastic.
Teams have worked them out, and obviously they've worked Charlie Adam out.
Yeah.
How to
stop Charlie Adam, you stop them.
You stop Charlie Adam, you stop. Varney's good player. They've got good like role players, you understand, which is what I like. They've come and they've tried to do the right way according to them, but it's not looking.
When you're that open defensively, you've just got no hope. Let's be honest. I mean, the football they've played has been refreshing because they do play really, really good football. Especially when you think a lot, with all due respect, a lot of their players are average players, not household names.
Championship players.
But they've all stepped up, and you have to give them, given their due. They've done well since they come up. But defensively, you've got to be tight. Absolutely. You look at Stoke, you look at Birmingham. Defensively, absolutely.
They're not. But the season they haven't been. Usually. But this season, no one's been defensive.
But this is one of the seasons. But you can see that in certain times, you look at Birmingham will get a clean sheet. When's the last time Blackpool had a clean sheet?
I think they've had one before Christmas.
There
you go.
You look at the other teams. They've got recognised centre backs. Yeah, you still to this day not really know who two Blackpool centre backs are.
You just don't rate them.
Yeah,
like that's delicate.
Wolves is another one. Their centre backs are a bit like suspect at times, but Blackpool was again the Australian one.
He's English.
Blackpool Kafka is English. He came from Man U.
There's another one that's Australian.
Ever. I'm not sure if he's Australian, but
there's one
they're two centre backs.
Yeah. But you're not really too sure about all of them. Do you understand? They just because they play too open, basically. The two centre backs push out so wide, and they're not that pacey. So as soon as a striker gets through, it's just and the person that's supposed to be covering is that defensive midfielder, which is normally not Charlie Adam, but it is him because he's coming to pick up the ball, and he's got no pace whatsoever. So they just run past it like Sahar. Did you see him running up with Sahar?
Yeah.
If it was like a normal defensive midfielder, like the young or someone,
it was almost like Henry versus Carragher years ago.
They would have made it back, but he was like. He looked like he was ice skating backwards.
It wasn't pretty.
Now for me, I can see Wolves going down.
Yeah.
As much as Wigan won on the weekend, they win one game and then lose 3 or 4, and there's only 5 games left, so they're in for.
But they've had a sturdy period over the last few weeks. They've had a few draws. They've had.
They're in bottom 4. They're out of bottom 3, but I can still see them going down.
They're out of the bottom 3. Sorry. Yeah, but remember they were last Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
That's because it's
last.
tight.
Yeah,
If
It's
anyone,
very tight.
if anyone
You
wins
can
a
win
game,
one game and
move.
move up 3 places.
Yeah.
That's how it is right now.
but you have to think. You have to discuss about West Ham. You'd say West Ham is too good.
Like
to
West
go
Ham are down.
Yeah.
You think
I thought they were gonna stay up because of the strikers
Mm.
scoring goals, but now the strikers not scoring goals anymore, and the defense is as shaky as it was
Parker's
before.
injured for 3
And
games as
their
well.
talisman Parker.
Yeah.
So Demba Ba had a little spell, but now
Even Obino.
he's not scoring it. Abina's is proved that he was at Inter Milan. He had good flashes,
Yeah.
but it was never consistent. As much as I don't want them to go down because they're a local club,
Mm.
to a degree, it's looking very
They're
dark
looking
and gloomy.
at the moment.
Mm.
That loss to Villa was just a kick in the teeth.
Exactly.
For me, I think there's going to be we'll say surprise, a slight surprise, but I think Blackburn are looking really in a precarious position right
They
now.
can't get a win.
That's it. They can't get a win, and they just don't look like an outfit that believe that they can get results when they go out on the pitch. Look at the games that they've had. They haven't played anyone you say, oh, they can't actually. You would have thought they would have had a good game, but for me, they're looking in trouble. Since Steve Keane's come in, it's not really looked good for them, and I don't think the players were really sold on him as a manager, and I think that's where it stemmed from. Allardyce was liked by the players, weren't liked by supporters, weren't liked by the chairman, but at the same time, the players liked him, the players paid for him, and then he knows how to keep the club up.
So who are your three to go down?
Blackburn, Blackpool, and Wolves.
Your three?
I'm going Blackpool, obviously because of spiraling. I'm gonna chuck in Sunderland in there. I know they're
I'm not sure about that one.
they haven't
They've got a nice little gap.
they've got 5 points, but they haven't won in so long. And I think Sunderland, I think they're not gonna make it personally. And the other one, Wolves. I think
Wolves as well.
yeah. I think West Ham might come out of it. If Sunderland drop in, West Ham might come out of it.
My three. I think Wigan are going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wigan are going down.
Alright.
I think that Wolves are going down. But I'm on the fence with Blackpool and West Ham. Yeah, Blackpool and West Ham. Between those two.
So we just decided Birmingham's not
Yeah.
in there.
No,
I don't
Birmingham's
think
got enough in their locker to
I don't
stay
think
up.
they'll
I
go
think they've got enough in their locker to stay up.
Kevin
Villa
Phillips.
look like they're okay.
Yeah.
It's looking like those sort of 4 teams that 4 or 5 teams. Now
Yeah,
you've
5.
added Sunderland in there.
But we all think Wolves are going down.
Yeah.
So they're a certainty as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming today, guys.
No worries.
This has been Armchair Pundits with yours truly, James, Leon, and Lenny. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your own views and opinions, and also to follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and the Armchair Pundits Facebook group. Hope to see you again next week.